she also ruled England for such a long time. So Gurudev said they are not less intelligent, they are very more intelligent than men. And they have especially, and then he was making one point that men have to undergo so many processes to get perfection. The women, they have a special concession. Simply they can cook wonderful foodstuffs for Krishna and worship Tulsi Devi and they will get the perfection. Because their heart is so soft and no need for much sadhan bhajan for them. He was giving the example of the wives of the Brahmanas, that how Krishna Balram asked the wives of the Brahmanas foodstuffs and they immediately agreed. And they brought so many foodstuffs. While the Brahmanas were males, didn't bring any foodstuffs. They rejected Krishna's request. But the wives of the Brahmanas, they came, they saw the beauty of Krishna and they were overwhelmed by the beauty. Shamam hiranya paradim vanamalya barha dhatu pravala natavesham anuvratamse vinyasta hasta itareda dhanam abjam karanot palalaka kapalo mukhabjahas. Krishna was twirling a lotus and smiling at them. And in this way, Krishna blessed them. They returned to their husbands. Their husbands also began to lament, alas, alas, we are less intelligent than you. You are far more intelligent. You understood that the aim and object of all the sacrifices, like Vajpayee's sacrifice and Ashwamedh sacrifices to satisfy Krishna, we never understood this. We are full numbers one. So in this way, they are repenting. So like that, so Gurudev was telling that these wives of the Brahmanas are so much more intelligent than their husbands. So you see that Ambarish was serving Krishna, but he, along with his queens also, he was serving Krishna. Understand? So Ambarish was serving by all his senses. And then Durvasa Muni, now Durvasa, Dur means bad and Vasa means clothes, who wears clothes which are nothing but tatters, who wears the clothes which are nothing but old clothes, tattered clothes, torn clothes, or one who drinks the juice of Durva leaves. Now you must be knowing some Durva leaves. Durva leaves are some type of leaves which are used in India to offer to Lord Ganesh. But one precaution that even those who are Ganesh Bhaktas, they should not pluck the Durva grass on Sunday. Because Hari Bhakti Vilas says that if you pluck Tulsi on Dwadashi, if you cut the leaves of Amlaki tree or Amla tree, myrobalan tree in Kartik month, and if you pluck the Durva leaves on Sunday, then you will go to hell. So Durva is like special grass, very, very soft grass. It is offered to Ganesh. But he used to drink the juice of that. He used to simply juice it and drink it. Yeah. Like when I was in United States, when our Avdut Maharaj was there, Shripad Avdut Maharaj, that time he was one Brahmachari, Upananda Brahmachari. I was also Brahmachari. So Upananda Prabhu, Avdut Maharaj used to tell me that this is the wheat grass juice. This is a very big shot. You take one shot of it and get so much energy. We used to go to some organic shop and they used to give us one small pint, maybe like 1 ounce or 2 ounces of that juice. And Maharaj used to drink that and used to feel energetic. So anyways, Durvasa Rushi used to drink that juice. That is called Durvasa Rushi. Understand? Even dogs I have seen in India, cats also I have seen sometimes eating grass when they have stomachache. Grass has great potency actually. So anyways, but he committed offense at the lotus feet of Ambarish Maharaj. So as a result, Vishnu Chakra was chasing him. Vishnu Chakra Durvasa Rushi के प्राण संहार करने के लिए उद्यत हुए. Now again, this is all drama going on. This is nothing reality. Understand? Durvasa cannot offend Ambarish Maharaj. Not possible. And Durvasa is who? His Lord Shiva himself. How can you offend another pure devotee? Both are pure devotee. Understand? So we should know for sure that Durvasa is enacting this pastime in order to show the world the greatness of Ekadashi. And Sudarshan Chakra also knows this. So Sudarshan Chakra is chasing Durvasa Muni, but very slowly, not to really harm him. So this big drama is going on. So Durvasa requested many demigods to help him, but they refused to help him. Finally, he went to Lord Vishnu and asked forgiveness from Vishnu. But Vishnu told him that you ask forgiveness from Ambarish Maharaj. And then finally, Ambarish Maharaj prayed to Sudarshan Chakra and Durvasa was released from the influence of Sudarshan Chakra. So in this way, here in this verse, Bhagavan is showing the importance of sadhus like Ambarish Maharaj. Sadhava Mayyam, Mayyam means Mama, Rudayam Pranatulya. Bhagavan is telling sadhus are my Rudayam, my heart, and Pranatulya. Pranatulya means like my very life. Understand? Sadhunam tu aham Rudayam means sadhus are as dear to me as my life heirs, and I am also as dear to sadhus as their life heirs. Ye sadhava madanyat mattaha anyat na jananti. The sadhus don't know anything other than Krishna. Aham api tebhya sakashat manat ishat anyat na janami. And I don't also know anyone else other than sadhus. Bhagavan is telling. Na janami bhaktanam eva sarvatmana sada chintaniya mamapi Bhaktanam ahameva sarvatmana sada chintaniya mamapi madanushilane kara sarvatmana shitapada bhakta sada dheya. So here actually the devotees always meditate on Bhagavan. Chintaniya means meditate. And Bhagavan also meditates on his devotees all the time. Because they have surrendered everything, body, mind, heart, soul, everything to Krishna. And they're always following in the footsteps of Krishna. I forgot one point Srila Gurudev made about the superiority of women to men. He actually was telling that lecture that the Draupadi, he was giving the example of Draupadi, he said that among the Pandavas and Draupadi was so much superior to the Pandavas. And Bhagavan used to call her Sakhi. And she was more advanced than the 5 Pandavas. So this example also Srila Gurudev gave. So you see here that the devotees are very life of the Bhagavan, and Bhagavan is also very life of the devotees. So here Bhagavan is telling that the sadhus are by very life heirs, and I am the heart of the sadhus. And the sadhus do not know anyone else other than Krishna. और मैं भी निकट से किंचित अन्य किसी को नहीं जानता. Bhagavan also doesn't know anyone else other than the sadhus. अर्थात भक्तों के द्वारा मैं ही संपूर्ण रूप से सदा चिंतनीय हूँ. So what is the object of meditation of the devotees? What is the object of the meditation of devotees? Completely Bhagavan only. They meditate on Bhagavan only. Like a question was asked to Srila Gurudev, that Gurudev, when death will come, who we should meditate on? Then Gurudev told that you should, shall we meditate on you or shall we meditate on Krishna? Then Gurudev said you should meditate on Krishna, but not Krishna alone, but with Radharani. You should meditate on Radha Krishna, because the Guru is also included in Radha Krishna. The whole world is included in Radha Krishna. All the Guru Parampara is included in Radha Krishna. So Gurudev was telling that you meditate on Radha Krishna at the time of death. But he said it's very difficult to meditate at the time of death. And he was quoting a verse from Kulashekar Alvar. Krishna Tvadiya Pada Pankaja Panjarantam Addaiva Me Vishato Manasa Raja Ansa Prana Prayana Samaya Kapavata Pitte Kantha Varodhana Vidau Smaranam Putaste. That at the time of death, Gurudev was telling that bile, mucus and cough, everything will block the nostrils. Cough, vat, pitta, air, bile, mucus, everything will block the nostrils and throat will be choked by it. Obviously, in old age, more and more cough production takes place. And then, how will a person be able to call out the name of Krishna? So, Gurudev said that at that time, you have to help that person by, if he cannot utter the name of Krishna, Hare Krishna mantra, he should say Ram, Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Radhe, Radhe. And if he cannot do that, you have to help that person who's about to die. And you have to utter loudly Hare Krishna Mahamantra, or at least Ram, Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Radhe, Radhe near his ears. And give him Charanamrut Tulsi like this, than just water. Gurudev said it is our duty to help those who are about to die. So, here, Bhagwan, and then Bhagwan is telling that मैं भी अपनी सभी प्रकार से मुझ पर आश्रित एकांतिक भजन करने वाले भक्तों का सदा ध्यान करता हूँ. Now here it is very important to know that Bhagwan meditates on those devotees who are doing unalloyed devotion to Krishna. Ekantik bhajan. Ekantik bhajan means one-pointed, single-minded devotion to Radha Krishna. And they have taken shelter. It is now okay. We are now at the basic stage, then we can meditate sometimes on Sita Ram, sometimes on Radha Krishna, sometimes Lakshmi Narayan. But we should meditate on Radha Krishna. Right now we cannot be on a one-pointed, but so a day should come, we should simply meditate on Radha Krishna. And some devotees were asking a question to Gurudev that, Gurudev, are we doing Raganuga Bhakti really? Or what is the level of our advancement? Are we really making some progress? Then Gurudev said that if you get an opportunity to go to Vaikuntha, will you go to Vaikuntha? Then that devotee said, no, I will not go to Vaikuntha. So in Manas Shiksha, Srila Gurudev is telling that liberation is two types. Sukha Aishwarya Sevottara Mukti and Prema Sukha. Sukha Aishwarya Sevottara Mukti means one type of liberation in which you get the bliss of realizing your spirit soul, Atmananda, and so much opulence in Vaikuntha you can enjoy. And then there is also another type of liberation in Vaikuntha called Prema Sevottara Mukti, in which you can release some love for Narayan and you can do some service to Narayan. But Gurudev was telling that, Rupa Goswami is telling in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that the devotees will not accept either one of these two liberations. The unalloyed devotee of Radha Krishna will not accept Prema Aishwarya Sevottara Mukti. Sukha Aishwarya Sevottara Mukti and Prema Sevottara Mukti. They don't want this liberation. They only want Vimukti and an opportunity to serve Radha Krishna. So, now the next verse comes. This one is actually a very important verse. Bhavadvidha Bhagavatas Tirtha Bhuta Swayam Prabho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantasthena Gadabhuta. आपके जैसे भागवत जन स्वयं तीर्थ स्वरूप है. Here it is told that the saintly persons are very much like the holy places of pilgrimage. तीर्थ स्वरूप. आप लोग अपने अंतस्थित भगवान की पवित्रता के बल से पापियों के पापों से मलिन सभी तीर्थों को पवित्र करते. So why the saintly persons wander to the holy places of pilgrimage? Because in the holy waters, in so many places like Pushkar, Prayag, Triveni, Gangotri, Jamunetri, Ganga Sagar, so many sinful persons come and they bathe in those waters and then they dump all their sins in those holy waters, and all the holy waters are contaminated by the sins of the people bathing there. But saintly persons go to these holy waters, holy places, and they take bath in those holy waters, and because they carry Bhagwan in their heart, they are able to purify even the places of pilgrimage. So Bhavadvida Bhagavata Tirthi Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantasthena Gadabhuta. Here Gadabhuta means Sri Krishna, one who is carrying a club in his hand, or Gada also means flute, one who is carrying Sri Krishna with a flute in his hand. So who is living in the heart of the sadhus? Gadabhuta, Gadadhar Sri Krishna. And that's why they are able to purify even the places of pilgrimage, which are contaminated by the millions of people bathing at a time of Kumbh Mela in the holy waters of Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati. Understand? So विदुर जी के विभिन्न तीर्थ स्थानों में भ्रमण करने के बाद हस्तिनापुर लौटने पर युधिष्ठिर महाराज ने इस श्लोक के द्वारा उनका अभिवादन किया था. Vidur is actually half brother of Dhritarashtra. He is the brother of Dhritarashtra and Pandu. He was born from one working class woman, Shudra woman. He is the son of Vyasadeva or say Vichitravirya. But Vidur was very intelligent and actually is incarnation of Dharmaraj. Understand? There was one Shopach Valmiki, Valmiki from dog eater family, not the Valmiki who wrote Ramayana. He had cursed Dharmaraj. That actually, not Swapaj Valmiki, but actually Mandavya Rishi had cursed Yamaraj or Dharmaraj. You will have to take birth in the Shudra family. And due to the curse of that Mandavya Rishi, Dharmaraj himself took birth as Vidur. Understand? And as Yudhishthir Maharaj and as Swapaj Valmiki. So, Dharmaraj or Yamaraj had to take 3 forms by the curse of Mandava Rishi. As a king, Yudhishthir; as a Dasi Putra, Vidur Maharaj; and also as a dog eater family, Valmiki. So Vidur, once he visited all the holy places and he returned to Hastinapur. The name Hastinapur means, Hasti means elephants. The place which has too many elephants, or the place which is habitated by Yudhishthir Maharaj, who is so rich that he can maintain many elephants, is called Hastinapur, the capital city. Yudhishthir Maharaj greeted him. Hey Prabhu, Bhavadrusha Tirtha Bhuta Bhagavata Santaha. He is telling Vidur Maharaj that you are actually a Santa, saintly person. Swantasthena, Swasya Antasthitena. In your heart, Gada Bhuta means Bhagavan Vishnu is staying in your heart. Gada Bhuta or Gadadhar is the name of Vishnu. So Tirthani, Malina Jana Samparkena Atirthani Santi Punaha Tirthi Kurvanti Mahatirthi Kurvanti. So here is telling that when all the holy waters they come in contact with contaminated persons, then they become terribly contaminated. But saintly persons like Vidur go and bathe in these holy waters which are now contaminated and make them even greater holy waters. Mahatirtha. Previously, before Vidur bathed in the holy places, it was only Tirtha. But after Vidur bathed there, it became Mahatirtha. For example, the ocean is always a holy water. Why? Ocean is the husband of all the holy rivers. The Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri. All the holy waters confluence. They merge in the ocean. So ocean is a Tirtha. Always a Tirtha, Mahatirtha. But when Haridas Thakur was bathed in the ocean after he left the world, Mahaprabhu said, today onwards it become Mahatirtha. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj went there and he was also taking bath in the Venice beach or walking on the shore of Venice beach. Then Srila Gurudev said it has become Mahatirtha because Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj walked there. And Srila Gurudev also bathed in the ocean in Hawaii and other places. It became even Mahatirtha. And also, so you see that the holy devotees are so powerful that holy places, the only difference between the holy places is that the holy places are stationary. Means like Jagannath Puri is stationary, Prayag is stationary, Pushkar is stationary. But the saintly persons are mobile. They are traveling everywhere. They are asking one question to Srila Gurudev that so many places Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj has said that we should only use bullock carts, we should not use modern modes of transportation. But Gurudev said that these instructions were given for those who were interested in living a farm life. Some devotees were not ready for pure devotional service, so they were given some instructions like Varnashram Dharma or setting up rural communities and depending on the nature. But Gurudev said that, and so many places also it is told that Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj said that you should produce your own food. Gurudev said that is fine, we can do so. But he said then most of our time will be spent in only food production. Where will be time left for bhajan? And Gurudev said that I came to United States. If I were to use only bullock cart, I would have never able to reach United States. Because I used Boeing, jets, Dreamliners and whatever it is. As a result, I am able to quickly reach United States and preach here. So Gurudev said that all the devotees should use the modern amenities, modern modes of transportation and logistics for accomplishing their seva. We should not stick to the oldest means possible. No. We should also be high tech. Understand? Would it be possible to have any conference without a computer? Understand? Or the communication devices, which are modern things. Understand? So, but yes, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj had a point, because there were many devotees who were new devotees, and he wanted them to engage them and lead a sattvic lifestyle in the mode of goodness. So he kept them on the farms and farm communities. I was personally in Gita Nagari, and there Swami Maharaj said that you depend on the cows and live, because outside was so much passionate. But there was actually a sense of mode of goodness in Gita Nagari, I can say for sure. So, श्लोक भावानुवाद. आपके समान तीर्थ स्वरूप संत आप अपने हृदय में स्थित भगवान विष्णु के प्रभाव से पापियों के संपर्क से क्षीण प्रभाव तीर्थों को पुनः महातीर्थ बना देते. So holy waters, they become क्षीण or weak. The holy places become very weak. Their effect, their influence, their power, their efficacy becomes quite weak. And what the saintly persons do, the saintly persons are the very manifestation of holy places. Why the saintly persons are called very manifestation of holy places? Because Bhagavan Vishnu is in their heart. And by the influence of Bhagavan Vishnu in their heart, they are able to purify the weak places of pilgrimage. The places of pilgrimage which have weakened due to the contaminated touch of the sinful persons, and they again make them great places of pilgrimage, Mahatirtha. So actually the purport is that वस्तुतः आप लोगों का तीर्थों में आगमन तीर्थों का ही सौभाग्य. Say Vidur is going to take bath in Prayag, then it is not the good fortune of Vidur, but rather it is the great good fortune of the holy water of Prayag that such a devotee like Vidur is coming to take bath. So Vidur is not blessed by taking bath in Prayag, but rather Prayag is blessed by getting the touch of the Vidura's body. Obviously Vidur is also blessed, because Prayag is the Ganga water coming from the lotus feet of Vishnu. But Prayag is getting more benefit by the touch of Vidur, rather than Vidur getting more benefit than Prayag. Actually, Vidur is blessing Prayag, purifying even Prayag and holy rivers. So that is the glory of the holy waters and the saintly persons. So now here, the verse number 64 we are coming. Sei bhakta gana hayat vividha prakara parishad gana eka sadhaka gana ara. So here, Sei bhakta gana hayat vividha prakara parishad gana eka sadhaka gana ara. Such pure devotees are of two types: personal associates, parishad, and neophyte devotees, sadhakas. Understand? So two types of devotees are mentioned. Parishad means eternal associates of the Lord. They are actually perfected devotees. They have got the benefit of being personal associates of the Lord. And then there are some sadhakas, those who are practicing, like Srila Bhakti. Srila Gaur Maharaj used to say that what is the difference between a Siddha devotee and Sadhak devotee, a perfected devotee and a practicing devotee? That Siddha devotee is like a yellow mango, fully ripened red or yellow mango. And Sadhaka devotee is like green mango. Both are mangoes, but one is perfect and one is still practicing. One is a neophyte devotee, another one is an eternal associate of Bhagavan. Perfect servitors of the Lord are considered his personal associates, whereas devotees endeavoring to attain perfection are called neophytes. So perfect servitors of the Lord are considered his personal associates, or parishad. And devotees endeavoring to attain perfection are called neophyte. Among the associates, some are attracted by the opulence of the personality of Godhead, and others are attracted to nuptial love of Godhead. Understand? So some people are attracted to Aishwarya Parayan. They are very attracted to the opulence of the Lord. And they want to stay in Paravyoma. Paravyoma means Vaikuntha planet. Paravyoma means the topmost planet of Vaikuntha. And some are interested in Madhurja, means like conjugal love, like gopis. And they want to stay in Vrindavan and render service to Shri Krishna. Like Lalita, Vishakha, Rangadevi, Champaklata, Indulekha, Sridevi, Sudevi, like Dhanishtha, Bakula, and all, so many, Ananga Manjari, and like Gurudev was telling one point, actually was telling that, he said, yes, Nityananda Prabhu is very, very glorious. He is serving Krishna and Gauranga Mahaprabhu in the male form. In the male form, as a Balram is serving Krishna, he is serving Gauranga Mahaprabhu as Nityananda in male form, but he said he was not satisfied. This point he was making. He was telling the glories of the woman. He was making this point. He is telling that Balram also, he said, he took the form of a female as Ananga Manjari to serve Radha Krishna. Then only he was satisfied. He said it is not possible to get that satisfaction in the male form. Only in the female form. As a Ananga Manjari, his heart's desire was fulfilled. He got complete satisfaction by serving Radha Krishna in a female form. That is the glory of the female form, he was telling Gurudev. So this Ananga Manjari, then one of the GBC members asked, maybe Tamal Krishna Maharaj or someone asked Gurudev that what is the position of Ananga Manjari? Is she a Manjari? Then Gurudev said, yes, she is actually less of a Manjari, more like Radharani Sakhi. Understand? But she has one proud pride that I am born from the same womb as Radharani. Means Radharani took birth from Kirtida, and she also took birth from Kirtida. She is younger sister of Radharani. So that pride is there. So someone want to become Madhurja, want to relish that sweet pastimes of Radha Krishna in the form of a Manjari or Sakhi. For example, to understand this Madhur Ras, you'll have to study a book called Sankalpa Kalpadruma. Understand? Or Utkalika Vallari. Utkalika Vallari is a great composition by Srila Rupa Goswami. And in that one, Utkalika means eagerness. Understand? It's a great compilation actually of Rupa Goswami's poetry. It's part of Stavavali, Stavamala. Stavamala is a great piece of poetry by Srila Rupa Goswami glorifying Radha Krishna. And following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami wrote Stavavali. If anyone will meditate on these sweet verses of Stavamala, Stavavali, Utkalika, Vallari, then one will make advancement. But make sure that you are qualified to do so. Otherwise, lust may come in the heart. So, जो भक्त सेवा सिद्धि प्राप्त करने के लिए वैदी अथवा रागानुगा साधन भक्ति का अवलंबन करते हैं, उनको साधक कहा जाता है. So, we want perfection in devotional service. We want perfection. So you can take either of the two paths. You can take the path of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti or Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. In Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, there is actually, one is trying to reach Vaikuntha planet. Understand? Regulated devotional service. And in Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, aim and object is actually Golak Vrindavan. Kruti Sadhya Bhavet Sadhya Bhavasa Sadhana Vida Nitya Sadhya Bhavasa Prakatya Modi Sadhya. The aim and object of Raganuga Bhakti is to obtain spontaneous devotion by following the footsteps of eternal associates of Braja, like Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, Rup Manjari, Rati Manjari, Guna Manjari, Radhika, Lalita, like this. So now, verse number 65, 66 and 67. ईश्वरेर अवतार है तीन प्रकार, अंश अवतार और गुण अवतार, शक्तावेश अवतार तृतीय मत, अंश अवतार पुरुष मत्स्याधिक जत, ब्रह्मा विष्णु शिव तीन गुणावतारे गणी, शक्तावेशावतार पृथु व्यास मुनि. So here is telling that भगवान के अवतार तीन प्रकार के होते हैं. The incarnations of Bhagwan are of three types. One is called Amshavatar. Amshavatar means partial incarnation. Then there is Gunavatar. Gunavatar means qualitative incarnation. And Shaktyavesh Avatar. The Shaktyavesh Avatar is empowered incarnation. The Purushas and Matsya are examples of partial incarnation. Understand? Now, in Purusha form, what are the examples of Purusha? Sri Ram, Vaman, these are all Purusha incarnations. And Matsya, they are all Amsha Avatar. Sri Ram, Vaman, these Purusha avatars and Amsha. Matsya are Amsha Avatar. The examples of Gunavatar are Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Brahma is for mode of passion, Vishnu for mode of goodness, and Shiva for avatar for mode of ignorance. And Pruthu and Vyasamuni, they are examples of Shaktyavesh avatar. And now you know that Pruthu had so much power. The earth was not giving grains, he milked the earth. And so many things Pruthu Maharaj did. Understand? You can study Pruthu Maharaj Charitu. After the Maharaj Pruthu, only this earth planet has got the name Prithvi. And Vyasamuni is also empowered incarnation. He divided one Veda in 4 parts and wrote so many Puranas, Mahapuranas, Upapuranas. Understand? So here it is told that Amshavatar, Shri Vishnu ke Sakshat avatar. Vishnu's direct incarnations are called Amshavatar or partial incarnations. ये अवतार मायाधीश है. Means this Amshavatar are the controllers of illusory potency of Bhagwan. They are मायाधीश. और सत्व, रज और तम इन 3 गुणों से प्रतिभात भगवत अवतार गुणावतार है. So when Bhagwan manifests 3 modes of material nature, then that manifestation of Bhagwan is called Gunavatar. Sattva Gunavatar, Rajagunavatar and Tamogunavatar. Sattva Gunavatar is Vishnu, Rajagunavatar is Brahma and Tamogunavatar is Lord Shiva. इन सभी श्रेष्ठ जीवों में श्री कृष्ण किसी विशेष शक्ति का आवेश है, उन्हें शक्तावेश अवतार कहते हैं. If any great living entity manifest some potency of Bhagwan, some special potency of Bhagwan, then that particular incarnation is called Shaktyavesh avatar. Ishwarera अर्थात स्वयंरूप भगवान श्री कृष्ण. Like in the verse 65 it says Ishwarera avatar e tina prakar. Ishwarera means Shri Krishner avatar. Ishwar means Sri Krishna. Ishwara means directly Krishna. Ishwara Paramaha Krishna. Satchidananda Vigraha. Shri Krishna is the Swayamrup Bhagwan. Swayamrup means he is the source of all incarnations. Understand? So if you want to know more about these 3 verses, 65, 66 and 67, then you have to study Laghu Bhagavatamrita, Purva Khanda, Upasya and Avatar Prasanga. And you have to also study Madhya Lila, 28th chapter. You can also study Bhagavatamrita Kana by Vishwanath Thakur, I think. Some more information will be there. So now, verse number 68. दुई रूपे हय भगवान एर प्रकाश एत प्रकाश हय हरेत विलास. दुई रूपे हय भगवान एर प्रकाश एकेत प्रकाश हय आरेत विलास. भगवान स्वयं को 2 रूपों में प्रकट करते हैं, एक प्रकाश और दूसरे विलास. So भगवान will manifest himself in 2 forms. One is prakash and one is vilas. Understand? Prakash and vilas. So Swayamrup Bhagwan, Bhagwan there means Swayamrup Bhagwan. So Supreme Lord expands his personal forms in two primary categories. The Prakash forms are manifested by Lord Krishna for his pastimes, and their features are exactly like his. When Lord Krishna married 16,000 queens in Dwarka, he did so in 16,000 Prakash expansions. Understand? So it is not easy to marry 16,000 wives at the same time. Understand? Um, it's very difficult actually. Because how to maintain more than one wife or even one wife, that's a big problem. Understand? One wife is also a big headache, so what to speak of 16,100 wives? Understand? Because to maintain one wife, you have to take care of all needs, saris, jewelry, ornaments, medical care, everything. Understand? How to satisfy 16,100 wives? But Bhagavan very easily did that. Very easily. By simply expanding himself in 16,108 forms. And all these forms of Sri Krishna, they are called Prakash. Right? There is expansions like Prakash. So Bhagavan is so powerful. He can manage 16,108 wives very easily in Dwarka. Similarly, during the Rasa dance, he expanded himself in identical Prakash forms to dance beside each and every gopi simultaneously. That is the thing. That in Rasa Leela, so many gopis were there, innumerable gopis were there. Shruti-chari, the hymns of the Vedas, which have become gopis. Muni-chari, Dandakaranya forest sages were chanting Gopal mantra, they have become gopis. So many gopis. Then also Sadhan Siddha, Nitya Siddha, Yautiki, Ayautiki, Swapaksha, Vipaksha, Tatastha, Sudpaksha, Priyandaram Saki, Pran Saki, so many gopis, unlimited category of gopis. But Krishna was dancing with all these gopis. And then Krishna expanded himself. Between two gopis, one Krishna. Between two Krishnas, one gopi. How could Krishna do that? That is Prakash expansion. Understand? That is another opulence of Krishna. He could expand like this. Like Gurudev was telling that the gopis, they had so many obstacles. Their in-laws, their husbands, the father-in-law, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, villagers, they all were waiting with the sticks in their hand so that they will not go and meet Krishna for Rasa Leela. But these obstacles came only for Sadhan Siddha gopis. For gopis like Nitya Siddha gopis like Radha, Lalita, Vishakha, their separate forms Yoga Maya created. So their husbands didn't even know that their wives have gone to Krishna for doing Rasa Leela. But Gurudev was telling that their forms created by Yoga Maya were with their husbands. And their husbands thought that our wives are just next to us. Understand? Although their original wives had just gone and they were dancing with Krishna. And who they were associating with was their facsimile or their replicas which Yoga Maya had created. Understand? So, the Bhagavan will dance with the gopis in the Prakash form. All these forms were identical. No one can notice, no gopi thought that Krishna is not with me. Every gopi thought that Krishna is with me only. Like every queen in Dwarka thought that Krishna is with me only. She never suspected that Krishna is not with me. So these forms are Prakash forms. They are so identical. And when the Lord manifests his Vilas expansions, however, they are all somewhat different in their bodily features. Lord Balram is the first Vilas expansion of Lord Krishna. And the 400 Narayan forms in Vaikuntha expand from Balaram. So Balram is the first Vilas. Now you can easily find out the difference between Balram and Krishna. Balram is white in color and Krishna is black in color. Understand? Balram wear the blue garment and Krishna will wear the yellow garment. Understand? So some differences are there. You can easily figure out the difference between Balram and Krishna. And Narayan, and from Balram comes first quadruple manifestation, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Vasudeva, Mool Sankarshan. From Mool Sankarshan comes Narayan. So Narayan is in Vaikuntha planet. They all come from Balram. There is no difference between the bodily forms of Shri Krishna and Balram except that their bodily colors are different. Similarly, Shri Narayan in Vaikuntha has 4 arms, whereas Krishna has only 2. The expansions of the Lord who manifest such bodily differences are known as Vilas Vigrahas. Vilas means some differences should be there. Narayan has four arms. 4 arms, 4 extra, 2 extra arms, like 4 arms. Shankar Chakra Gada. Krishna has only 2 arms and is playing flute. Understand? So, Narayan is called Vilas Vigraha. If some difference is there, then it's called Vilas Vigraha. And if no difference is there, it's called Prakash Vigraha. So here, Bhagavan will manifest himself in 2 forms. One is Prakash, another is Vilas. Isha Prakash. So here Isha Prakash is described. एक ही विग्रह जदि हय बहुरूप आकारे तवेद नाही एक ही स्वरूप महिषी विवाह जैसे जैसे कैलरास यहाँ के कहिए कृष्ण और मुख्य प्रकाश. एक ही विग्रह भगवान श्री कृष्ण अनेक रूप धारण करे जिनके आकार और स्वरूप में कोई भेद नहीं तो उन्हें श्री कृष्ण का मुख्य प्रकाश कहा जाता है. If the same manifestation of Krishna takes many forms, but if there is no difference between that forms, shapes of and the nature, then it's called Mukhya Prakash. For example, when Krishna married the queens in Dwarka, at their marriage, then Krishna manifested so many expansions that are called Prakash expansions. They're all identical. And when Krishna was dancing with billions of gopis, innumerable gopis, that time Krishna manifested billions of forms, innumerable forms. That is also called Prakash. So भगवान का प्रकाश 2 प्रकार का होता है जिन्हें प्रकाश और विलास कहा जाता है. So Bhagavan's manifestation is 2 types. One is Prakash and one is Vilas. When Krishna married the queens in Dwarka, or when Krishna danced with the gopis in Rasila, Krishna at the same time manifested many forms. But all these forms were identical. There was no difference of shape in those forms. So only one form, although Krishna is only one form, he became many. And this is called Shri Krishna's Mukhya Prakash. प्रकाशस्तु न भेदेषु गण्यते सही नो पृथक. अर्थात प्रकाश भी किसी प्रकार से भेद में गणना नहीं होती क्योंकि वह किसी प्रकार भी स्वरूप से पृथक नहीं है. So here it is very very clearly told that Prakash is not considered separately because Prakash is not different from the original form of Krishna. एक वपु बहुरूप जैसे अहिले रासे, अर्थात रासलीला में एक श्री कृष्ण ने एक रूप धारण किया. During Rasila only one singular Krishna manifested so many forms. And when Krishna married 16,108 wives in Dwarka, then Krishna also expanded himself into 16,108 forms. And this is called Prabhav Vilas. These type of forms are called Prabhav Vilas. Understand? So these 2 examples are given. Mukhya Prakash और मुख्य आविर्भाव अर्थात मुख्य विभक्ति. प्यार 68 में जिस अर्थ में प्रकाश शब्द का प्रयोग हुआ है या इस प्यार में भी वही अर्थ. यह मुख्य प्रकाश है तो मुख्य आविर्भावी पारिभाषिक प्रकाश होता है. स्वयं रूप से इसका किसी प्रकार होता है, इसलिए इसको मुख्य प्रकाश कहते हैं. So Prakash and Vilas we studied. So now is giving an example from Srimad Bhagavatam. रासोत्सवा संप्रवृत्तो गोपी मंडल मंडिता योगेश्वरेण कृष्णेन तासां मध्यर्द्वयोर्द्वयो प्रविष्टेन गृहीतानां कंठे स्वनिकटं स्त्रिया यं मन्येरन्न भवत्ताद् विद्वान् शतसङ्कुलम् दिवोकसां सदाराणाम् औत्सुक्याख्या भृतात्मनां ततो द्वन्द्वयो नेदुर्पेतु पुष्पवृष्टया. So this is actually again quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the Paraman Shiromani, press jewel of all the evidences. Rasa Utsava Sampravutta. So verse number 72, the festival of the Rasa dance, Rasa Utsava. It's called Utsava. In Braj, every day this festival is going on. Rasa Utsava. Everything in Braj is a festival. Thank you. Yasyananam Makara Kundala Charu Karna Brajat Kapola Subhagam Sivilas Asam Nityotsavam Tatrubir Dishvir Prabhanto Naryo Nara Shamrita Kupitani. Nityotsavam, Krishna's beautiful face, is like a daily festival. So in Krishna, when he's there in Vrindavan, there is Rasa Leela. Rasa Leela is also a big festival. It's called big festival, Utsava. When Lord Krishna, surrounded by groups of covered girls, began the festivities of the Rasa dance, the Lord of all mystic powers placed himself between each two girls. Understand? So Srimad Bhagavatam, this wonderful verse is described that Krishna placed himself between two girls. So in this way, Krishna danced with the gopis. योगेश्वर श्री कृष्ण अपनी अचिंत्य शक्ति के बल से दो गोपी के बीच एक एक मूर्ति प्रकाशित कर गोपी मंडल में शोभायमान होकर रासोत्सव प्रवृत्त है. So Bhagwan's potency is here called achintya shakti, inconceivable potency, beyond our imagination. How is it possible that Krishna manifested so many forms that he was situated between two gopis? And there are billions of gopis, hundreds and thousands of gopis, billions. So उनके इस प्रकार गोपी मंडल में प्रविष्ट होने से प्रत्येक गोपी को ऐसा अनुभव हुआ कि श्री कृष्ण अपनी भुजाओं को उसके गले में डालकर उसका ही आलिंगन करें. So now when Bhagwan entered into the circle of the gopis, mandala means circle of the gopis, then every gopi felt as if Shri Krishna has placed his arms on the shoulder of that gopi and embracing her. No gopi felt that, oh, she is not being embraced. Every gopi had the experience as if Sri Krishna is directly embracing her. Means how there are billions of gopis and that billions of manifestations Krishna manifested. That is called Prakash. उसी समय रास के दर्शन की उत्सुकतावश देवतागण अपनी अपनी पत्नियों के साथ विमानों में सवार होकर आए और शत विमान आकाश मार्ग में दिखने लगे. Now all the demigods are also developing some eagerness to see the Rasa Leela. So in order to see the Rasa Leela with their wives, they came flying in airplanes, because demigods also have airplanes. And hundreds and thousands of airplanes were seen in the sky just to see the Rasa Leela of Krishna with the gopis. उसके बाद आकाश में दुंदुभियां बजने लगी और पुष्प वृष्टि होने लगी. So after that, what happened? There was dundubis. Understand? Kettle drums were sounded. When the cowherd girls and Krishna thus joined together, each girl thought that Krishna was dearly embracing her alone. Ki behold this wonderful pastime of the Lords. The denizens of heaven and their wives, all very eager to see the dance, flew in the sky in their hundreds of airplanes. They showered flowers and beat sweetly on drums. So all are happy to see that. Here he said, Tasa Mandal Rupena Avasthita. All the gopis were in a circular formation. Circular formation is called Mandala. Dvayor Madhe. Ekaika Rupena Pravishthena Yam Shri Krishnam Swanikatastham Mameva Ashlishtavaniti. Ashlisha means to embrace. Ashlishaba Padratam Pinishtuma. Like Mahaprabhu is telling in the mood of Radharani. So Krishna may embrace me or trample me under the feet. He is still my Lord lifetime after lifetime. So every gopi felt that she is being embraced. So there Yogeshwarana Krishnena. Here Krishna has been called Yogeshwara. It is not difficult for Krishna because he is Yogeshwara, master of all mystics. Kanthe Gruhitana. He was embracing the necks. Gopi Mandala Mandita, Gopi Mandali Shobhamana. So he was looking very beautiful surrounded by the gopis. In Bhagavatam, and wonderful ornament of speech, Alankar is used. One allegory is used to glorify Krishna. That Krishna, Madhya Maninam Haimanam Yatha Mahamarkato Yatha. Krishna is like the blue sapphire because his bodily complexion is like bluish, like a sapphire. And all the gopis are like golden beads. So how blue sapphire would look beautiful between two golden beads? That is how Krishna was looking so beautiful among all these gopis. So gopis and Krishna like forming a perfect necklace. Understand? So here मंडलाकार में स्थित गोपियों के मध्य श्री कृष्ण एक एक रूप से प्रविष्ट हुए. तत्क्षणमेव दर्शकत सख्यन अति व्याकुल मनसा शस्त्रिकाणां देवानां विमान शत संकुलम व्याप्तम संकीर्णम प्रभु. So now the demigods are developing great eagerness to see Raslila of Krishna. So quickly, along with their wives, sitting in airplanes, they came in the sky of Vrindavan, and they began to beat the kettle drums and began to shower flowers on Radha Krishna. Now Gurudev was telling that actually the demigods didn't see the gopis. They only saw Krishna. And the wives of the demigods, they saw gopis and Krishna. So it means that it is not possible to see Raslila with a male body. And that's why the reason why Lord Shiva himself accepted the female body to see Raslila. He prayed to Yoga Maya, and Yoga Maya gave him a dip in Brahma Kunda and he became a gopi. So it is never and never possible. Anyone can serve Krishna in a male form. Like Nanda Maharaj can serve Shidam, Dam, Vasudam, Stok, Krishna, Brunga, Kokil, all Sakhas, father, grandfather, uncles, servants like Raktak Patak, they can serve Krishna. But to serve Radharani, Srila Gurudev was telling, you have to take the female form. Without female form, not possible to serve Radharani and gopis. Understand? So, I think our time is up. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. चित्रम बतयत देकेन वपुषा युगपत पृथक गृहेषु द्वष्ट सहस्त्रम स्त्रिय एव उदावह. आश्चर्य का विषय है कि एक ही श्री कृष्ण ने एक एक स्वरूप में प्रत्येक घर में एक साथ 16,000 स्त्रियों के साथ विवाह किया. नाउ दिस वन इज एक्चुअली रेफरिंग टू द कृष्णा's मैरिज विद 16,108 wives in Dwarka. And it's a great wonder that Krishna married every single wife in Dwarka by expanding himself. So, anekatra prakatata rupasya ekasya ekada sarvatha tat swarupe vasya prakashiti rete. Now this is called definition. So 75, the verse number 75 is the definition. If numerous forms, all equal in their feature, are displayed simultaneously, such forms are called Prakash Vigrahas of the Lord. This is a quotation from Laghu Bhagavatam. एक ही रूप में एक ही साथ अनेक अभिन्न प्रकाशों को प्रकाश कहते हैं. One Krishna was manifesting only a similar form. At the same time, so many forms, all were identical. That is called Prakash. Means at the same time, one single form is manifest in so many places. And their form, their qualities, their pastimes are all identical. That is only called Prakash. So next time we'll remember this, verse number 76, Vilas. We'll discuss the Ish Vilas. Today is 10 o'clock now, here in India time. If anyone has any questions, you can ask me, or you can write me later also, or email me. Understand? Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu. Thank you, Soumya ji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Govinda, Govinda. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you for that. Can I please have Ananga Mohan Prabhu to do Jai Diwani? Thank you. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranamas.
Hare Krishna.